The types of projects we've been engaged in our international work are wide-ranging really. They span from the Leonardo type projects, which are coordinated for ColegauCymru, Comenius projects, which are standalone projects, together with some international projects with higher education institutions, and also through the British Council. So we've involved with quite a number. And on top of that, we're the UK licence holder for Penn International, which is a virtual learning company in terms of trading as businesses across the globe. One of our strategic aims is to deliver a curriculum that's meeting the needs of our people and employers of Wales. Well, obviously now within the 21st century, it's a global community, so we need to extend that internationally. And we're all about social mobility within Coleg Morgannwg, and so if we can give opportunities to our staff and learners to experience those opportunities, then it's only going to hold them in good stead for the future.
We were very, very lucky to get a Michelin-starred restaurant in one of the top hotels in Barcelona. We didn't know until we would just go in, and the students were very excited about that. The Europass was something that the students have to write in their experience of what they've done over in the Barcelona restaurant, and then that will stay with them, and they can go then to an interview with them, so that the interviewer will see that they've travelled abroad, worked abroad, and got the experience that they had abroad.
It was a bit daunting at first. The first night it was a bit nervous, but once I got in it and got down to it, it was a blast. It was really fun. In the kitchen, the teamwork was a real eye-opener, because I found a lot of the chefs didn't actually need to speak to each other. They could get the job done just by little cues with their eyes, or just they knew if something was put in front of them, they knew what they had to do with that thing. Like completely opposite to what you see on the TV here, where the chefs are screaming at each other, get this done, get that done. Over there, they barely had to speak to each other. Even the waiters, the waiters who come in, they'd know where the food was going. The chef wouldn't need to shout, or this table, that table. And it was an eye-opener. By the end of the placement, I picked up quite a bit of Spanish. I was quite confident that I was able to deal with the pressure of being in a high-demand environment, in a place where I don't speak the language. And I was able to deal with that pressure, and it's given me the confidence to work in places like Cardiff or Bristol or London even, and not back an eyelid, because I know I can do it in Barcelona.
About a year previously to taking the students to Barcelona, myself along with a couple of colleagues actually visited various different colleges in Barcelona. We actually carried out a preliminary visit, made various successful relationships with the colleges in the city, and obviously as well looking at all the cultural aspects of the city that could be offered to learners. Barcelona has got a lot of main street beauty salons and also spas that offer potentially different treatments that we would offer in salons in Wales. So I particularly felt it was really a valuable experience for the learners from a beauty therapy point of view, but also from the cultural aspect as well. Learners had the opportunity outside of their working hours then to participate with the cultural aspects within the city. So as tutors then we facilitated that for them and prepared them for that.
When my tutor mentioned the opportunity in class, everyone seemed excited, we were all going to apply. When I went to Barcelona, I had language preparation with a tutor from a different college. He taught us the basics and the language skills that we would need to know before we went.
In terms of the spread of it goes from quite low-level courses in FE right across to our HE. So we don't tend to target specific programs. We look at broadening the base at all times, and also receiving colleges as much as we can as well to increase our partnership activity. The curriculum areas that have been involved in some of these projects range from care, service industries, technology, construction. We've got a whole list of those activities, the arts, the crafts, so it's a good blend of everything. We just opened up the opportunities for everybody.
We were fortunate enough to be part of the Leonardo project, where we were taking 2 childcare students to Italy We were really quite fortunate that we had connections in Italy, so we had a school where we were able to make connections, so the students had a work placement to go to. We used the selection process as if the students were actually applying for a job, so they did the letter of application, they did the formal interview, and they did that to myself and another manager. So it was like the process of them actually applying for a job.
Once the students were selected, we obviously had various meetings with the students, the tutors involved and the learners involved. We had health and safety meetings, cultural awareness, language preparation meetings. We also organised a specific language tutor for the learners, and they had quite an intensive training on their language preparation and cultural awareness. We also organised CDs, dictionaries for the learners, so they could actually participate in that language preparation at home, and also they were able to take it out to Barcelona with them as well. So they always had a dictionary and apps on their mobile phones as well. So if they were out in a placement on their own or walking back to the hotel, they always had something to fall back on then if need be.
I had never flown before, so flying was a big experience. It's like words can't describe, because it's just a new experience and things you've never seen. Like I walked into the classroom, I sat by a child by a desk, and the school is so different to our schools here. That was such an eye opener, because our schools are so much more. We have a lot more than they do. It was very basic and it was very bare.
What was really good about this experience for the students was a second year students doing a level 3 childcare course. They'd studied lots of philosophies of learning, they'd studied Montessori, they'd studied Reggio Emilia, which they actually saw in practice. And I think what was really important for these two girls, these two students, was that they saw it actually, theory coming to life. They had studied it over a 2-year programme, they'd heard about it, they knew how it worked, but to actually see it working in practice, you could actually see the penny dropping and see it actually, you could actually see the penny dropping and see them understanding all the theory that they'd actually done in college. For these two students, they were in a different country, they had the language issues, they had a completely different culture, but they coped immensely.
I think the programme is able to offer students when they come to ColegauCymru is, apart from doing our normal programme of catering in the college, it's the opportunity to work abroad, to meet new friends abroad and links, and it improves their employability when they decide to get a job.
From when I started the course from now is I'm such a different person. Gained so much, gained 3 A levels at A grade, travelled to a different country, learned a different language, met so many different people. My confidence, and I got different values now and different goals that I want to achieve. So it's such an amazing experience.
Why Europe? Europe because it gives the experience to the students of different cultures, different languages. It certainly expands their horizons outside of Wales, which I think is really good for the students.
In terms of our language training, all our courses, all our full-time courses have the Welsh Baccalaureate attached to them, which has a language element there. Now, even our engineering courses and our apprenticeship training courses have the Welsh Baccalaureate. So, because we look at the international links now, we can develop those. We choose the language of the country that we're partnering with. So, in the case of engineering, we've got long-standing relationships with Germany, so German becomes a component there. We've also, for the last, say, 12 years, worked with the United Arab Emirates, the technical training project, where initially we were training aerospace engineers as part of the Armed Forces initiative there. They were formerly based at Bexhill-on-Sea, and they would come to Morgannwg, work and study within the engineering department, and they'd look at an extended national diploma in aerospace engineering together with some practical skills there. They stay with us for 2 years. They'd be placed in most families to get the language component, and we'd also teach them technical English to go with that. One of the most exciting parts of that project was when the second cohort of students that came here, they actually built a plane. and it flew down to Bexhill-on-Sea, which was quite exciting for them. And at the time Prince Andrew was attending the graduation ceremony, which was quite prestigious, so you could stand by the side of their aeroplane. So they were very, very proud young people. The plane has since been returned to the UAE, and we had contact with some Italian engineers who were out there doing some other training lately, and they noticed the plane, they noticed the numbers, so they contacted us for some photographs of that plane in its build stages. 2 years ago there was a principal exchange program that was set up with ColegauCymru with Chongqing, and since that time we've had 2 student exchanges going there. One was with our performing arts students with Coleg Powers, performing under Milkwood, and lately we've been out there with several of our costume construction students have been there from our degree program.
Yes, we literally just got here. It is huge, and it's like everything's nothing. I'm going to show you out the window. We are in the theatre of the school, and we're rehearsing, and this is the sign. And this is my friend Laura. What does it say, Laura?
And it says, "Welcome you all to China for the cultural exchange," and I will interpret it.
From those early visits, we've developed a very strong partnership now with Chongqing Industrial School, which has resulted in a reciprocal visit from the principal from Chongqing Industrial School, which is one of the top 10 schools within China in the technology type of sector.
When the learners actually came back into college, we felt it would be really important for the learners to share their experiences and their practices with their fellow colleagues. So we actually encouraged the students to put together a presentation for their colleagues. They actually did that during their session, and also for our management team as well. So everyone was involved, everyone had benefit from the learners actually visiting Barcelona. A lot of experience was brought back then to the college and able to move forward with that.
When I came back from Barcelona, I had to put together a presentation for my classmates and the management team for the college, just explaining what we did and what we gained. And
obviously I made very successful links with the college in Barcelona, so I would be more than happy to participate with the project again. There is a lot of preparation work obviously involved leading up to the placements, but the reward is absolutely enormous for the students coming back into college, bringing that confidence.
It's just a great experience. I was glad I had the opportunity to go.
Travelling to Italy has enhanced my career, as it's in my CV, and I highly, like, if I go on an interview I always bring it up, I always talk about it, and it's quite an interesting subject to talk about, and employers are always quite interested to hear.
When students apply for courses now in ColegauCymru, it's something that I do tell them about, because it's a very, very good experience for some lucky students who go through the process.
Well, we continue to review our international opportunities, but obviously in terms of strategic aims and objectives, we're looking at delivering learning that makes sense for the persons that we're teaching, and also our employer things. So in terms of what we do, we will continue to base our evidence on best practice, and partnership working is the way forward. We can't do everything ourselves. We look for opportunities for our learners and our employers to engage, and we feel that we are an honest broker in all that type of strategy that we've got. We've tried to give the opportunities and also to make the links, and we'll be proactive in that direction, because we honestly feel as an organisation that is the way forward in terms of developing our young people for the next stages of their lives.